What is going on, everybody? It's Jamie and welcome to the channel Thrift-Onfire. Today's gonna be a what sold video, what sold for me recently on eBay and Poshmark. I'm also gonna give you an update from my last video. All my stuff rejected at the border, so I thought, via Stallion Express. I'll update you on what actually happened there and what I plan on doing going forward. Now, I also want to talk, before we get into all that, about Sidekick tools, okay? I've talked about this on the channel a ton, and the reason you want to use this for sure is for the automation features for Poshmark, okay? It does a whole lot of other things. We've talked about all the things it does, like everything from like cross-listing to other platforms to background removal tool, AI models. But honestly, the bang for your buck is going to come from the automation it gives you for all your sharing in Poshmark, all your offers to likers that are automated. That's where you're going to make your money. All the other tools will help you in your business, but the reason you want to try it is for that automation. I feel like a lot of people who don't have success on Poshmark is because they try to list on it like eBay and just wait for sales. You have to stay active. I don't want to be in an active community on Poshmark. I want to sell on Poshmark. I'm going to rely on my automation to do all of that social stuff for me, okay? That's why I'm using it. If you want to try it, link is in the description down below. Let's talk about this Stallion Express drama. Shortly after posting my last video, I got an email from the rep from Stallion Express in London, Ontario, saying, hey, I have some items here for you to pick up. I'm like, okay, well, great. I didn't even reply to the email. It was later in the afternoon after the past video had already been uploaded, and I thought, okay, well, let's go grab them, see what happens. So I waited, went first thing in the morning, and picked up my packages. I did talk to the gentleman, and I got a little bit of conflicting information here. Okay, so on the phone, when I spoke to Stallion Express directly in Mississauga, wherever their reps are, when you're talking to somebody on the phone, they basically said, well, we don't know why your orders got rejected at the border. And they'll eventually come back to Mississauga, and it looks like they'll go back to London, Ontario, because that was your original drop off. We don't really have any information. Hopefully we can help clarify this soon. They apologized, and I was frustrated, right? I felt like they were not telling me something. Well, when I went to pick up my returns now at Stallion Express, I can only see one package that was open, okay? And it was a bunch of those medical posters that I had mentioned that they were mine personal, that I found in an attic in an old house. That was the only package I could see open. And then the gentleman told me that works there, he says, listen, this is what really happened essentially. You got put on a list. They were taking all packages back to Mississauga, opening them. If they seen anything they didn't like, they flagged them, and they rejected all your orders. So that was my May 6th got rejected. Then I dropped off more orders on May 8th, not knowing that was an issue. Those I don't have back yet, but they're in the same queue that they were in on Stallion's website. They just say ready, and they don't look like they've went anywhere. So I don't think they've done anything except for the initial scan. I've apparently been taken off of the quote-unquote naughty list, and I could ship with them again. I'm choosing not to at the moment, obviously. The biggest issue I've had here with Stallion is just that they're not being honest about what's going on. That was probably the most honest thing I heard, and I could have been told that on the phone the other day, that they opened a package and they didn't like something, and they refused to take all of my packages across at that point. Like I said, that whole issue for me started on May 6th, and then more drop-offs on the 8th, which I haven't got back. I wound up getting them back. I opened up eBay messages, messaged buyers back, reshipped with Canada Post labels. I have tried to void my package labels from Stallion, so maybe I'll get credits back. I don't know if they will do that for me, but these labels were never used because they never actually went across the border. They held them. Especially my second batch of labels. If I'm already in a naughty list and they're not taking my stuff, there's like no chance that those labels shouldn't be voided and refunded. Will that happen? I don't know. I will let you know on the channel if I get that money back. It doesn't actually physically go back on your credit card though. It will just, I think, go back into like funds available to spend on their website. But still, those labels should be void because I never got to use them. They never even took them across to be rejected. I've never physically or actually got rejected at the border. I got rejected, from what I understand now, from the employee in London, Ontario. I actually got rejected by Stallion Express, and they refused to take my stuff across and put me on a list. Yeah, all that could have been just said to me in an email. Hey, we found something we didn't like in your package. We're not going to ship any more items to you until, we have a one-on-one. But this one-on-one was like a 45-second conversation. I had more questions. There was a lineup going out the door. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to take up your time. I didn't want to be rude about it. I didn't want to cause a scene in the store. I just got the information I thought I needed and left because I knew I was going to be using Canada Post now for a little while. But, you know, that the whole Canada Post strike could throw a wrench in that, and I might be using UPS. Or I might just, you know, put my store in vacation mode and try to figure out all of my made in China stuff if I want to keep it or not. I really don't know, but all that's going to come up really quick. But that's a little bit of an update. I got my first round of orders back, which was 1 Depop item and I believe 6 eBay items. I did reship them. I only had one person who was a little bit irritated. Other people basically said, hey, I wondered why it was taking so long. Thanks for the update. They appreciated it. So hopefully I can get the second round of orders back in the next day or so and do the same thing. And then, you know, at least all my packages will be going in the right direction. Kicking it off today with an eBay sale, and it is this Detroit Lions Reeboks jersey, okay? This one's not stitched. It's all vinyl here. Kitna? I'm not even sure who that is, honestly. Picked this up at an antique mall for about $12, okay? I had it listed for, I had to go back and look here. I had it listed for $39.99. Went back and forth with somebody and landed on $30 USD. I paid $12 Canadian for it. So, you know, a really quick flip. Not a ton of money, obviously, but I love selling jerseys, so it's always worth it for me, personally anyway. A lot of 2 Angels and Airwaves CDs. I know the one is like, We Don't Need to Whisper or something like that. We Don't Need to Whisper and I Empire. This also came from last weekend's garage sale finds. Okay, $15 USD for the pair of them. Not bad at all. I'm just gonna go and fix these while I'm over here. Just slide these in. We still have Greatest Hits, Cheshire Cat, and Plus 44, but you know, less than a week and we've already sold the majority of the Blink stuff. The other stuff in that, when I went through the cases, actually, I think there was 3 cases that had the wrong CD, so I didn't look at every single one. I should have. I don't know why I didn't pop all of them open. And 3 more went to the booth for $4 each. But still, I mean, you've seen me sell, I think, Blink for $30, Boxcar for $9.99, and now $15 US for We Don't Need to Whisper. So definitely not too bad at all. Next, we sold Olaplex number 9. I brought this in from the house. I have a box full of stuff like this from the house. It's all discontinued stuff. We don't sell this brand Olaplex at our spa anymore. This is number 7, bond protection. What is it exactly? I don't know. So my buy cost in that was basically nothing. We liquidated out of the store. We haven't really decided that we have been keeping this money separate because we might do something else with it. I don't know. But regardless, I got $24 USD for this. Like I said, I've got a box of, I think I have like 4 more of these and a whole box of other hair products, much like that. Next, we sold a pair of shoes on eBay. These ones are pretty cool. They're a pair of Converse, but they're all rubber. This is a sticker from, and then I'll just throw it up here so we can throw it away after. You can see my shoe racks are getting empty. I must have shoved them full of bags to get better shape for them, but they are like a rubber Converse. Really cool. Had them for a little while. Not the best size in the world. I don't know if you can see the size tag easily on these. Oh, right here, yes. Size 8, so women's 8. These guys, what do we get from? $32 USD. I really think, I might have bought them at Goodwill, but I feel like I got these at the Goodwill bins. Anyway, 32 USD. Happy about that. Good eBay sale. Next, parts and repair. I got a message about this one. Obviously, it's missing this side here. They asked, oh, does it work at all? I had put in the listing that I plugged in the power. I didn't have the correct cables to test this one out. It powers on, but I'm selling as parts and repair because I have no idea if it works or not. They said, okay, thanks. And then they wound up buying it for, I think it's on sale, but it's $17.95 USD. So we will package this up safely. I'll still wrap it in bubble wrap and put it in a box. I'm not just gonna, you know, throw it in a poly bag or something like that and ship it out. We'll still pack it up with care and we'll get it out. Moving to Poshmark.ca. The old reliable Poshmark.ca. I listed this one yesterday pretty high, just because, you know, because the Jets are still in the playoffs and doing well. It's got a couple little stains down there. It is a size medium, which is, you know, I wish it was a size large. I think I listed it for $75 Canadian and took an offer for $60. I had an offer on Poshmark, an offer on Depop, and I think about 3 watchers within the first 5 to 10 minutes of a listing, and this one sold for $60 Canadian. 30 minutes maybe, definitely less than an hour. It was a really quick sale. Oops, dropped it. It's okay right there. Okay, next on Poshmark.ca, we sold a ball. We just sold this ball on Poshmark.com. It was one of the ones I had to cancel. It's the Gaylord, is it Gaylord Perry, I believe? This one right here? Not sure. Yeah, it is this one right here. I think we got $49 Canadian for this one. So it never, I packed it up. It sat while we're on vacation. I canceled it while we were on vacation. This was one of the last Poshmark US sales that I made. Relisted it, and then it sold, like I said, on Poshmark.ca now for $46 Canadian. Happy about that. Let's get this round of orders out of here. I do have a couple of upgrades that I'll be working on this weekend for the shed. First one being the EcoFlow here. It's been with me out here since day one. Even when we were building the sheds, doing the installations in the walls and finishing it out, I was using this for all of my power with a solar panel. You can also take this in the house and plug it in, and you usually get a day and a half, 2 days out of it before it's a problem. However, it's getting warm out here, and I know I'm going to want to run an air conditioner pretty soon. This fan will only do so much, obviously, and you know, it's currently like 26 degrees in here, and it's just the middle of May. I remember last year just doing the build-outs. It was hot. Very, very hot. So, you know, we're going to get some proper hydro ran out here so I can run an air conditioner. It'll be we'll probably keep this as a backup, but more likely we'll be retiring the EcoFlow. The other thing I'm going to do is I finally got some flooring. I talked about, you know, this using these runners on the plywood floor, and I talked about maybe getting some commercial carpeting and doing that, and it was pretty inexpensive. So I could have got the commercial carpeting for maybe like $350, $400, but I wound up finding some vinyl flooring on sale. This is sort of like click together vinyl. It'll look really nice. We have some stuff like this in our house. It's super durable. It was on sale, and I wound up picking it up for about $500 Canadian, which was a pretty big discount from what it's actually valued at. And it'll be more durable. If I spill, I'm prone to spill everything. So if I spill coffee, it's not such a big deal. Way easier to clean up. This carpet, as you can see right here, just collects absolutely everything. Even if I vacuum it every other day, that's how it looks by day 2. Okay, it's not good. The other thing I want to do before the end of the year will be potentially change this door out. It's not insulated, but that'll be it. I'll be very happy with the state of the shed after that. And I can't think of anything else I would need going forward, but you never know. I guess only time will tell. All right, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you do like videos like this one, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing for more content. We'll see you guys soon.